for working people, all while putting hundreds of thousands of federal workers out of a job. They say they're for working people while gunning worker safety standards. They say they're for working people while trying to divide workers based on what we look like, where we live, where we were born, by making words like diversity, inclusion, and equity dirty words. They divide us so they can get away with cutting taxes for billionaires, bust unions, pay us as little as possible, and taking away health care from millions of Americans by destroying Medicaid. And guess what? These attacks aren't just happening at the federal level. Right here in Minnesota, Republicans are pursuing their own anti-worker agenda by trying to burden working people with a $500 million subsidy for large health insurance companies. However, we are fighting back with the support of allies such as Governor Walz and DFLers who are working to ensure that billionaires and corporations pay their fair share to make healthcare more affordable. Yes. And while we're fighting back as a united labor movement, organized through our unions, working people are fighting Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the courts. And just like today, working people are fighting in the streets, and in just a few minutes, we're going to show them Minnesota's largest picket line. But first, we're going to hear from Minnesotans directly impacted by these attacks. From day one of this administration, federal workers have been on the chopping block. These are the people who keep our food, medicines, workplaces, and so much more safe. And these are the people who take care of our veterans. Our next speaker is one of those workers. Please welcome VA nurse and president of AFGE Local 3669, Jake Roman.
Hello, everybody. So, my name is Jake Romans. I am the president of 3669. So, we're just I'm proud to say that we are currently the largest AFG local in the state of Minnesota. Do you guys know Secretary Collins? Doug Collins? So he came to the VA today. You and actually everybody from congressional staff, leadership knew about it, and they didn't say anything to anybody. We were the ones that told employees so they were prepared. What are they hiding? They signed non-disclosure agreements last month, so they couldn't say anything. That's why they couldn't tell the employees that he was coming today. The employees and the veterans deserve to know when the head of the agency is visiting, he is beholden to them. Where do his loyalties lie? With Trump and Musk, or with the veterans? I think we know the answer. Secretary Collins was also asked about the 83,000 job cuts in front of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee last week. He claimed that the 83,000 number is made up to fearmonger. He's the one that told us it was going to be 83,000. If anybody should take responsibility for fearmonger, it is him. But he won't. Because in the same VA committee questioning, he doubled down and said, we're terminating 15% of our employees. That's about 83,000 people. It's clear that he is not up to the task of leading an entire department if he's willing to throw employees and veterans under the bus just to appease Trump. Brothers and sisters, we are in an unprecedented time. It requires everyone speak out and stand up. This is why we're all here. That's why we'll continue to fight. But this is not enough. We need as many people as possible to resist this fascist takeover of our country. The real power does not lie with billionaires, does not lie with Elon Musk, not Secretary Collins, and not Trump. The real power lies in the people. We have a responsibility to use this power to inspire our friends, family, and co-workers to stand with us in solidarity. In the words of Senator Bernie Sanders, fight for somebody you don't know. We are in this together, we will fight this together, and we will win this together.
Yes.
Thanks, Jake. All right, part of President Trump's so-called big, beautiful budget is to cut Medicaid, a program that countless working Americans depend on. Our next scheduled speaker, Simone Blaylock, unfortunately had an emergency that kept her away today. Simone is a mother and home care worker who relies on Medicaid to care for her son. She is a member of SEIU Healthcare in Minnesota and Iowa, a union of 50,000 healthcare workers across the state. But here to relay her comments is her friend and SEIU organizer, Tabana Johnson. Welcome, Tabana.
How y'all doing out there? All right, I hope I can do Simone's speech justice. Like Bernie said, she couldn't be here today due to medical issues. And that's a testament of why we need hands-off Medicaid. Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you all today, fighting back against attacks that would hurt our families. My name is Simone Blaylock, and I've been a home care worker for 18 years, caring for my son Xavier. He has a chromosome disorder and an intellectual disability, and he is on the autism spectrum. I am a member of SEIU Healthcare Minnesota and Iowa, a union of over 50,000 healthcare workers, and I'm here today to talk about how devastating cuts to Medicaid would be to my family and thousands of families like mine across the state. Every day I take care of Xavier, getting him up, dressed, ready for school. I ensure his personal needs are taken care of, things like eating and bathing so he can get out of the house. I am in almost daily contact with teachers, doing things like making appointments and getting him around. I have to be with him all the time so he stays safe. All of his care is possible because of Medicaid. Imagine you have a child or parent or needed round-the-clock care in order to stay in their home. Unless you're so rich you can afford every cent of that from your own pocket, that is often Medicaid. And now Republicans are voting to cut that. Is that okay?
No!
I said, is that okay?
No!
Damn right it ain't. In addition to my son, I have gotten care through Medicaid for care for myself. I have multiple health issues like a brain tumor, diabetes, and high blood pressure that I'm trying to keep in line. If health care is cut for me, it wouldn't be just bad for my health, it could be making it harder for me to take care of my son. Yesterday, the news said over 8 million people could lose their health care if this bill passes. Are we going to let them cut Medicaid and hurt our families?
No!
Are we going to let them cut Medicaid and hurt our families?
No!
Medicaid means keeping families healthy. Medicaid means ensuring care for Minnesotan parents, grandparents, and kids who need quality caregivers. These proposed cuts, all to fund cuts for billionaires, could mean waves of people getting hurt. It's time to tell them loud and clear, no cuts to Medicaid for any reason, and especially not for some CEO can buy his second yacht. To close, I want you to join me, and so that we are so loud that they hear us all the way in D.C. Hands off Medicaid!
Hands off Medicaid! Hands off Medicaid!
to tell your member of Congress, no more cuts to Medicaid. Our organizers are out in the crowd right now with QR codes that will take you to a click-to-call link and for ways we can all keep in touch and take action. So look around you, look for one of those QR codes, use your camera to take a picture, and let's work to stay in touch and stay in solidarity. The Trump administration's attack on working people reaches across geography and sector. While President Biden pushed through the largest infrastructure package in a generation, President Trump is doing everything he can to take that investment away, to give billionaires a tax cut they don't need. Joining us to talk about how these attacks are impacting workers in the construction industry is the business manager of Wyona Local 563, my friend Joe Fowler.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming out today on what is a beautiful and a very warm day to all stick together in solidarity and fight back against the billionaire takeover of our economy and our country. My name is Joe Fowler and I'm the business manager of Laborers Local 563, representing more than 10,000 members throughout Minnesota and North Dakota, and we're here standing in solidarity with you against the billionaire cronies trying to take over our country and the economy that is hurting us currently and doing good for them. We are here standing with our immigrant brothers and sisters who are in fear every day if they can just make it home from their job, the job they're trying to show up for every day, work hard, get a fair day's pay for a fair day's work without wage theft, and be able to make it home to their family that they're trying to provide a better living for. For those folks, we are here standing with you, and to you, we say hands off our immigrant community. For our brothers and sisters in the federal government and any part of our industry that are getting ready to lose their jobs possibly, their collective bargaining rights, all of which would be happening right now if we didn't have some very steadfast supporters in different attorney generals, including our own soldier right here in Minnesota, Keith Ellison, our partner, It wasn't a month ago I was with the AFG and several of our other trade union friends and union labor friends over at the Veterans Home, where they're trying to fight to take, I should say the government is trying to fight to take those jobs away. Up to 1,500 to 2,000 of them right here in Minnesota and tens of thousands across the country. Right now, that is on a stay because of what the judicial system has done. But without that, don't mistake it. The federal government is trying to do a war on our veterans and take away their ability to have their first line of defense. The first phone call they make is to a lot of those AFGE folks on the phone saying, I need help. Where do I go get that help? How do I get that help? Well, if that person isn't there to answer the phone because they've been laid off or they have a reduction in workforce, you're hurting our veterans. Veterans who we swore that we would protect because they protect us. Some of them have given everything. Many of them have given a lot, and their families have given just as much when they went overseas, deployed many of them multiple times. To those folks, we stand with you. I'm going to talk about things we don't need here. What we don't need is a billionaire handout, another billionaire multi-millionaire tax break. We don't need a $22 million estate tax giveaway, because I bet nobody in here has $22 million in the state that they got to worry about taxes on. None of our working families have that. Only the rich and the ultra-rich have that. We love capitalism in the construction industry. But there is a way to make sure it is fair. There is a way to make it equitable so that the working middle class, those who we're here to defend, those who made this country what it is, those who make it proud to be something a part of, are protected and get their fair share. That is possible. And through that, we are asking our friends, both in legislature out here, both in Minnesota and the federal government, both on the DFL side and the GOP side, stand together and fight for our working middle class. The tariffs that are going on right now is just ridiculous. It's hurting our pensions, our health and welfare, 401ks, everything that our folks fight for every day to maintain what we have fought so hard to gain is at a possibility of a loss with what's going on. We don't need that. What we need is the security that our unions, that labor, that us in solidarity standing together, that's what we need. We need the assurances that what we're doing is right and that you're going to say hands off our unions, hands off our pensions, hands off our Medicaid when we have over 500,000 children in Minnesota who use medical assistance, i.e. Medicaid. Leave our youth alone. We have over 1 million people, but over half million of those being youth as well, who have food insecurity. Hands off our SNAP. Make sure people have a meal to eat. Make sure they have food. Make sure they have a full belly when they go to school. Leave them alone. I get upset, obviously, because I'm passionate. And when you mess with our youth, when you mess with our veterans, when you mess with our elderly, it really pisses me off. So I'm just going to leave it with that, and I'm going to say it one time. When I say it, you say hands off. You leave our veterans, you leave our unions, you leave labor, you leave our teachers, you leave our elderly, our working class, and our youth alone. You are hands off!
Thank you. Elon Musk and his team of tech bros have taken it upon themselves to withhold massive amounts of money designated for our state and local governments. These undemocratic budget cuts not only impact people relying on things like food and medical assistance, but also impact the state and local workers who serve our communities. Here to speak on that impact is Bart Anderson, Executive Director of AFL-CIO Council 5. Come on, Bart.
Thank you, Bernie. And welcome, everybody. My name is Bart Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of AFL-CIO Council 5, representing 43,000 workers across the great state of Minnesota. And the reason I'm here is to talk about federal cuts that are real. They have real consequences to real people, to real workers, to real Minnesotans. These are not arbitrary budget lines. They are jobs, real jobs, and real services that all Minnesotans count on, deserve, and have earned and should get every single day. And when there's impacts to SNAP and human service cuts, it hurts our counties and it hurts our communities. Much of federal funding through critical programs like SNAP, housing assistance, and child care subsidies goes to counties to administer. And there are thousands and hundreds of our union members across the state who provide those vital services every day. But when these federal cuts come and start taking these jobs, those services cannot be provided. And it's Minnesotans that suffer. But it's not just Minnesotans that suffer that aren't getting those services, it's the people that are employed to give those services. And when they don't have jobs, and their jobs are jeopardized, everybody is at risk. It's when real cuts are already happening at DEA. Layoffs have already begun with vocational rehabilitation services, which help Minnesotans with disabilities access education, employment, and independence. These workers are trained professionals who support thousands of individuals with different levels of abilities every day. And when they are cut, entire pathways to opportunities disappear for our most vulnerable Minnesotans. When federal cuts are coming down on mid-attacks, layoffs at the University of Minnesota, their library services across the upper Midwest are all at jeopardy. Nearly 50 staff members are potentially set to be laid off at Minnetex, the interlibrary loan system at the University of Minnesota, which services Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas, is all at risk with these continuing federal cuts. These workers connect small-town libraries, college campuses, and major research institutions. But with these cuts, students, researchers, and everyday library users will lose access to books, resources, and knowledge that were there at the click of a button. But I want to be clear. These cuts are not efficiencies. These cuts are not belt tightening. These are pink slips and layoffs for real people with real jobs providing real services to Minnesotans that really need it. And this is why it's our voices here in events like this that matter. I want to thank the organizers of this event, all the speakers, and everybody that showed up tonight. Because this is the fight that we need to take on. This is what public pressure looks like. This is how we push back, by being loud, by being united, and being unbridled. Because when we fight together and we stand together, we win together.
Finally, Donald Trump demonizing our immigrant and refugee neighbors is nothing new. However, with the full force of the federal government and nobody to steer him away, Donald Trump and ICE are literally disappearing people off the streets, regardless of their immigration status, and even apprehending U.S. citizens. This is the sort of thing that only happens in places with authoritarian governments, and it needs to stop immediately. Additionally, the Trump administration is also trying to send refugees, many of whom have been in the country for decades, back to their home countries, where they face persecution or worse. Here to speak about how we can fight back is Alfreda Daniels, Executive Campaigns Manager for the Minneapolis Regional Labor Federation.
First, they came from the socialists, and I spoke out because I am labor. Then they came from the trade unionists. I marched because I am labor. Then they came from Muslims. I resisted because I am labor. Then they came from me. And look, everyone is here. Speaking out. Mary Muller wrote the Region of War in 1946 after being in prison for 7 years in concentration camps. He wrote it, as you know it, with so much regret and as a lesson for the next generation. A lesson that has been learned today. I'm proud to rewrite it with so much pride and hope in our ability to stand, resist, and unite. Good evening. My name is Alfreda Daniels, and I stand before you here today as a Black woman, as an immigrant, as a worker, and as someone who believes fiercely in the dignity of every single one of us. We're here in the heart of Minnesota, a state built by immigrants, shaped by workers, and made stronger by diversity. From the meat parking plants in Worthington to janitors in the Twin Cities, from Somali entrepreneurs in Minneapolis to farm workers in Southern Minnesota, immigrants are the backbone of our communities and our economy. I came to this country carrying not just my dreams, but the dreams of many generations. Like so many of our people, whether from East Africa, the Caribbean, West Africa, or beyond, I came here seeking opportunity, safety, and the chance to build a life rooted in justice. I'm proud of who I am. I am proud to be a Black immigrant woman. I'm proud to be part of the Minnesota labor movement, and I am a proud Teamsters 120 member. I'm proud to be standing shoulder to shoulder with all of you today in a fight that is bigger than any actions with silence. They showed us exactly whose lives they consider disposable. And we say, not today, not in our state, not in our country, and not on our watch. And because I know something, as a proud immigrant worker, we're powerful. We're nurses, janitors, drivers, home care workers, educators. We're mothers, daughters, union stewards, and leaders. We're not just part of the labor movement, we're shaping the labor movement. And in this moment, as they try to pit neighbor against neighbor, I want all of us, Black, brown, white, native-born, immigrants, Muslim, Christian, undocumented, documented, to remember one thing. Our power is in our unity. Our power is in our refusal to allow hate to win. Our power is in showing up like we are today for each other, for justice, for love, and for the world where every worker has the right to live, work, and thrive in dignity. Minnesota is our home. The United States is our home. It became our home when they used colonization and foreign policies to kill, steal, and destroy where we once called home. And we are not going anywhere. And if they want to come for our people, they will have to go through every one of us. So what do? We speak up, we show up, we organize, and when we organize, we win. I want you to say this. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you. Gracias. Ashanti.
All right. Give it up for our speakers today. Brothers, sisters, siblings, we all know this is going to be a long fight, but we have to fight. History shows that the united working class has always been critical of pushing back against authoritarians like Donald Trump. And this is going to be a long fight, with today's event one in many. But in the labor movement, we know that when we fight, we win. And let's make sure that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and their billionaire friends can hear us. When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! All right, I'm going to invite Douglas back up, and we are going to build that picket line. So listen for instructions, and the marshals will be leading you. Douglas, come on up.
How's everybody doing out there? Well, come on now. I think we can give it up a little bit more than that out here in the House of Labor. The state capitol is our house. We sent them there, and we can take them out, and they gonna do right by the workers of this state. Solidarity to everybody. Let's get, so we're going to do a march around 3 times, and then have a fantastic rest of your day. All right. Follow time. Follow me. Single file line. Single file, everybody.
Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds. Don't you know how, talking about a revolution sounds.
Yeah.
Crying in the doorsteps of salvation. Wasting time in the unemployment lines. Sitting around, waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? talking about a radio sound. I'm gonna rise up, get that, yeah.
I want to see y'all getting loud and proud out there. Because when we fight, we win. 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 That's right, y'all. When we fight, we win. And you see it out here. All this solidarity. People fighting for people that they don't know. People fighting for people from other unions. This is how we build a movement. This is how we build working class power. This is how we tell them, hands off unions, hands off Medicare, hands off Medicaid. When we fight, when we fight, whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose capital? Our capital. Whose capital? Our capital. Whose house? Our house. Whose state? Our state. Whose state? Our state. That's right, y'all. That's right. Don't do it loud there. Let me hear some noise. That's right.
Thanks, everybody.
One more time. When I say labor, you say power. Labor. Power. Labor. Power. Labor. Power. Labor. Power. Labor. Power. That's right, y'all. And you know what? You know what? I'm starting to lose my voice, y'all. I might need some chance assistance. We got the power! Who's got the power? Who's got the power? Who's got the power? Who's got the power? You know what I think is disgusting, y'all? Look at it. What's disgusting? What's disgusting?
Union busted!
What's disgusting?
Union busted!
What's disgusting?
Union busted!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose house?
Our house!
Whose union?
Our union!
When we fight.
We win!
When we fight.
We win!
When we fight.
We win!
Keep going, folks. Try to keep single file. Make some nice long lines for the news media, wherever they may be. Thanks for coming down today, especially those in suits and
The
ties and
people
jackets.
united will never be defeated. The people 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 united will never be defeated.
And then, of course, also I have a client daughter, so we're gonna yes, you can.